Hello and welcome. If you're new here, thanks for stopping in and clicking. I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe, like the video. It helps me out a little bit. Doesn't cost you a thing. So, I was sent an email and it was on January 10th, and I had planned to respond to it, but I'll explain what happened in the process. But yesterday, we had a snow day, which in North Texas, snow is literally ice, basically. We did have a little bit of snow accumulation, but not much. But ice here, we have a lot of high-rise overpasses, stuff like that. So driving on it, we shut the town down. That's all there's to it. So hubby had an off day, so we just took the time and did some family stuff and had some comfort food and just winter snow day stuff. But back to work today, everything's back to normal again. But I received an email on January 10th, and I'm not going to say your name or anything. I don't want to do that to you. So I'm replying to you. So it was about Jessica Kent, and it was requesting, I got to sneeze. Okay, let's try that again. Sneezes in full effect. Okay, so it was requesting that I watch a video and they want to hear my opinion on it, or the new happenings with Jessica and Burner and Jason and all the things happening. Well, I did watch it. It's CJ's video. I'll link that below in my description box because I think everybody that knows anything about Jessica's already watched CJ's videos, but it will be there. And I have watched it and I do have opinions, but here's my thought. I thought, okay, for anyone who knows my content on Jessica Kent, I left off at the time she did her docuseries. I have not made a video after that, and I haven't watched the docuseries. So in order to do this, I thought, well, how can I mean, I can comment on what's happening today, and that's fine, and I will to some degree. But I thought I need to go back, and I need to like catch up and be present on what's transpired in the community, and there's a lot. There's so much I don't think I'll ever catch up. I just want to go ahead and put that out there because there was so much I've missed, and I just caught bits and pieces throughout it. And it's a real show. It really is. So what I did was I went back and I started docuseries episode 1. And with that opened a whole can of worms for me that I'm going to have to do little short segments of my reaction, or it's not even a reaction because I'm not going to get put her content out or do any of that, but my opinions on what I watched and what I saw in the docuseries. So I'm going to do that in little short segments because it's a lot, and I'll get into that and you'll understand why I'm like, for me, it's a lot. So I did watch maybe, I don't even think half of episode 1. And I decided, oh, this is not going to progress very fast. So in order to answer your email question, I decided to set that aside for a second and come answer your email question and try to, without knowing everything or being fully aware of everything that happened in that and only what's happening in the present, I'm going to try to do it that way. So I want you to understand it's based on my knowledge of what's happening on CJ's video and that. So my opinion is the same as it's always been. I know that people have changed their opinion on Jason and feel sorry for Jason. And I can understand that. I really can. So it's not like, how dare you? What's wrong with you? I get it. I understand how you've done that. But I can't forget how bad Jason was. Jason instigated a lot of activities online, behind the scenes, the things he participated in with Reese and the police. And I just, I don't think Reese would have ever fired that gun if Jason didn't send someone to his house in the middle of the night. I mean, I can't forget all that's happened just because he's been wronged in the situation. And I do agree that he's been wronged to some degree. So it's a tough thing to just say, oh, poor Jason. And Jason was used. And Jason's a big boy. Jason can do what he needs to do. Like he's doing it now. He could have done that with Jessica and Reese. He could have been like, you know what? This is a mother and a father in a dispute, and I'm going to love you and protect you and be here with you on your side through this, but I'm not going to participate in it. And I think that's where I am. He participated. He caused so much pain and drama, and he loves the kids. I do believe that because I've heard that too, but he loves the kids, and I 100% believe he does love the kids. But so did Reese. So does Reese. So apparently does Burner. I mean, this is not new, and people can love kids, but you do right by the kids, regardless of who their parent is or which side you're on. So I can't excuse everything Jason's done just because he got the raw end of the deal when it all came to an end. So that's part of my opinion on Jason. Now with him, Mindy's back involved, and it's just messy. It's messy. And you know who's going to suffer from this someday is those two girls. In the long run, none of these adults are thinking about those two girls and what's going to be online, false information, true information, how it's going to affect them and what they can Google and find at that point in time. So I think that's a problem. But it starts with Jessica. Jessica is the parent, the hands-on in the home parent, and she's participating in it. So how do you go and condemn anybody else for their actions when she's doing it to her own children? So that it's so tough because kids are involved and kids are affected, whether you want to acknowledge that or it's just really, it's heartbreaking. Burner. I honestly I've heard stories or I've heard rumors, or because I haven't looked into anything. I'll be totally honest, but he's any guy that she's already had around these kids. Matt, Robbie, Reese, Jason, Burner, somewhat all one and the same to some degree. I mean, Reese at least had a good full-time paying job at some point. So I think that's, he wins. Just saying. But it's just another one to me. It's another man in her life, in the kid's life. Is he better? Is he worse? Does it matter? He is another man in her home within her calculation. I haven't looked at the dates. Calculation by her is 18 months since her and Reese, and she's been back with Reese in the meantime. So, I mean, hello, we're really circulating these people around these kids. How confusing for them. So, for Burner, I was sent a video last night that was his interview of Jessica, and just to take one little part from that, Jessica made a comment, it was something about, she's always learned her lesson. She's always going to do better, or this one's better than the last one, or, there's just always that. But recognize who you're around. And she has recognized who she's been around, and she recognizes the problems, and she's really referring to Mindy and Jason and some of that mess that she's had in her house. So do you recognize you have one in your house right now? And I understand he may be in your mind better, but you said this exact same thing about Jason. Do you recognize that? You defended Jason. You told us we didn't know Jason. You told us Jason was a good guy. You told us these things. And here we are with you telling us he's not. Today, for you, he's not. Your husband, Jason, is not a good man. Why did you marry him? Can you answer that for us? I understand that you probably want to just sweep that one right under the rug, but why? What made you go that extra step? And that's just it's just a curiosity thing. It's not really it doesn't matter. Just being in a relationship was bad enough, and then you're doing it again. But you want me to think that you've somehow learned some kind of life lesson and you got rid of, I don't know how you worded it. You had specific wording, how you've, weeded out the bad in your life and now you're surrounded by nothing but good. But then you go on to say that you have no family, no friends, Burners there with no family or friends from a different state. So basically you're isolating yourself, you're isolating him, and the two of you are just so happy. And I'm not discounting that, but think about what you're saying and think about what you're doing. And you've done this before. And you didn't get rid of, well, I mean, you're trying to get rid of them. I think you might want to go file for divorce, but I don't understand. You talk about moving away, and you can't take those kids from their dad once again. Why would you do that? I just have so many questions. So anyway, to answer the email that I got, how I feel, the gossipy, juicy info person in me says, yes, Jason, spill all the tea. I want to hear it all. And I do. I mean, that nosy person in me is like, yeah, tell us what was happening behind the scenes while we were watching that shit show go down. So that part of me is like, yes. But the other part of me is like, no. You stood by her through all of that. You portrayed, as she's portraying this to us now, you portrayed to us that this was a calm, healthy home for these girls while you were involved in the home. But it wasn't. And you're telling us now it wasn't. And we knew it wasn't. And we know it's not now. And she's telling us it is. And so it's heartbreaking. That's what it is. For me, it's heartbreaking. It's disappointing. It's sad. I was glad to hear Mindy said that Reese has said that she cannot move. The courts aren't letting her move. He's not going to sign off on her moving. So that's a good thing, because I don't think that they've moved in the last year. They've been back with dad, out with dad, in with dad, trying to get visits with dad. And, all this stuff is happening. She's got all these different people, whether they're in a relationship at all times, the different people that have come through that house, the people have come through that house. We see them sitting in your house. So it's hard to say, oh, no, I shielded my kids from that. They've been in your home. So that's bad enough. But anyway, so I will be starting with episode 1 of the docuseries, I will be doing short segments of my thoughts on what I watch right after I watch it, if that makes sense. So I went halfway into episode 1, and I really want to explain to you why I chose to do this and why it affected me to make, it's not like, oh, that's great content to do that. It really hit me, and I will fully explain it, but it's really how my episode 1 of my series is going to start, is explaining why I came to the conclusion to do it this way. So for the email, I appreciate it. If anybody else wants to email, the emails are they're in my description box, or no, they're not in the video. I'll try to work it in there, but they are on my about me. I don't know what all the pages are called, but my description of my channel description. There's emails there, and my Instagram DMs are open to some degree. No threats, hate, Nothing like that. But if you have something you want me to respond to or to answer for you or to how I feel about it, I will. And if that wasn't enough, you know who you are, and I have your email over there. So just go ahead and reply to it, and I'll continue on if that wasn't exactly what you were looking for or what you wanted to know, if I misunderstood it or anything. So thanks for coming. Please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. All that means a lot to me. Thank you.